With 2024 coming to a close, I just wanted to make a list of my favorite pop hits of the year. This year was a complete nightmare just culling down the list to 10, hence a longer honorable mention section this year. Rather than the year being dominated by just one artist, I found myself actually listening to more artists than ever this year, and I imagine the same goes for you guys. Many of my underrated favorites over the years have actually charted this year after spending years in what many of you on Twitter would call the Kia Asylum. As per usual though, I do like to have a standard for my list. Each song on this list has to have charted on the Hot 100 in order to be considered a pop hit. And on top of that, I cannot repeat artists as much as I wanted to commend multiple songs this year. So let's just get on with it. These are my personal favorite commercially or critically successful hits. At number 10, we have We Can't Be Friends. Max Martin, Ilya, and Ariana Grande are a pop trio that we're going to be talking about for years to come. We Can't Be Friends marked another smash hit, debuting at number 1, and serves as a perfect summary for Eternal Sunshine. The music video is amongst some of the best this year, a wonderful homage to Jim Carrey's film, which turned 20. Though it's really the double meaning of this track that just keeps me addicted and thinking about the song. On one hand, this could be addressed to an ex, potentially her ex-husband as she waits for the divorce to end. And Papers and Pens also refers to the media, who at the time of the song's release had scrutinized her so thoroughly because of the home-wrecking allegations regarding her current boyfriend and Wicked co-star Ethan Slater. However, at the time of this recording, at the time of this video, she's the front-runner for an Oscar. She's earned 3 nominations for the Eternal Sunshine Project. Time is the ultimate truth teller, and it seems to be on Grande's side. At number 9, we have 16 Carriages by Beyonce. Of Beyonce's 2 songs that launched Cowboy Carter, it was really easy to just pick Texas Hold'em, a catchy country smash hit. However, I wanted to shout out its slower, contemplative sister. This song is a beautiful ode to the sacrifices that Beyonce's made in pursuing fame at such a young age. It's also the thesis statement to her project of reclaiming country as a genre influenced by Black excellence in artistry. The metaphor of herself being a workhorse set on this path to fame as young as 16 and losing her innocence and youth to accomplish a grander mission, she just sounds so assured and really leans into the blues and gospel element, almost like it's a second skin for her. It's a country epic that I felt was overlooked for its flashier and brasher counterpart. At number 8, we have Diet Pepsi by Addison Rae. Addison Rae made her first proper splash as a serious pop princess with Diet Pepsi. This song did so well, it actually peaked higher than Katy Perry's lead single. The song's a synth-pop infused anthem, an ode to young lust and the power of love. What I adore about this track is that it evokes early Lana Del Rey in terms of songwriting and sound, which automatically made this a favorite of mine this year. Addison's vocals are admittedly not the strongest, but they're very effective here, especially with the vocoder. The key change mid-song towards the end is a very deft touch that adds a hint of sophistication. It was co-written and produced by Luca Closer and Elvira, so it's very refreshing to see Addison put her money where her mouth is and hire women producers, who are still pretty sparse in the world of pop. Not enough women are working behind the scenes. I feel like Addison does have major momentum going into next year, and she could really capitalize if she's smart with her single choices. At 7, we have Nasty by Tinashe, who broke out in a big way with the song this year. I think this is a big win for independent artists overall, going viral through a TikTok and eventually spilling over into modern vernacular. She asks the real question of, is somebody gonna match my freak? This song was produced by Ricky Reed, and it's just very hypnotic and sensual. It feels very futuristic, but it's also very elegant in its construction. There are so many hooks to it, so many pieces and parts that are moving. There have been times where I'm just walking down the street humming I've Been a Nasty Girl. That's how catchy this is. What I love most about this track is its bluntness. There's no pretense to it, there's no facade. This is Tinashe putting it out there that she needs someone who's going to match her freak, her energy. Much of 2024 thematically has been about being candid and outright and honest, and I feel like she really got the assignment. At number 6, we have Die With a Smile by Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga, who really sat down together and made a song that's both Grammy bait and also a future Filipino karaoke duet staple. Die With a Smile just sounds so timeless and touching. It's a great vocal showcase for both Ga and Bruno's vocal chops. I feel like they have a vocal chemistry which very much builds onto the song's relevance. Gaga's lush and melodic tone combined with Bruno's smooth, soulful vibe, that's what makes the song work. Lyrically, it's an apocalyptic slow jam about needing to spend your last moments with someone who really matters, and I really love that last short little instrumental moment in the middle that lets you really simmer with the instrumental. I felt like the composition itself deserves some flowers, but that last chorus where they make their final pleas, I felt like that's when the song became a classic to me. That's just some classic songwriting magic there. At number 5, we have Espresso. It was very hard narrowing down what Sabrina song I would use to represent her rise this year, but it had to be Espresso. This was a perfectly timed hit of pop magic that's sexy, sweet, and nonsensical. Espresso really just made Sabrina a household name. The song is just so quotable, it's catchy. It's also the song that's still outperforming the rest of the singles. The disco elements of it really evoke earlier hits from the decade, but the lyrics elevate it past being generic. I'm working late because I'm a singer, it's not me, Espresso, switch it up like Nintendo. The list just keeps on going. What I love about it is that it's really a perfect showcase of Carpenter's brand as an artist. What really sets her apart is her charm and wit. It's right on the edge of being corny, but it still remains cool, confident. It's never gauche, it's always classy. It's not easy to balance all of that energy, but Sabrina makes it look effortless. At number 4, we have Birds of a Feather. Billie Eilish has really done it again. Birds of a Feather is a new wave alt pop jam that just tugs on your heartstrings. I feel like it's one of those songs that you use as a litmus test to see if the person that you love is really the one. It's a very morbid track about loving someone until the day that you die and wanting to be with them forever because you guys are both, within the same flock. Billie mentions that it actually has the highest belt of her discography, but the vocal performance all around is a real highlight. It's vulnerable, it's timeless, and it's probably one of the tracks this year that will stay with me well into the next decade. The lyricism is just so darkly humorous, but it's also very heartfelt. I felt like this song and the album that accompanies it, this is Billie hitting her stride as an artist. She knows who she is now, and I do think that she's on her way to becoming a legend in her own right. At number 3, I have Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. This song was everywhere. It was playing at clubs, parties, before concerts, baseball games. I could not escape the song, even though I did want to hear it everywhere I went. It is the 5th of many a diss track aimed at Drake. Not Like Us stood out for its bassy, finger-snappy West Coast hip-hop sound. It is the greatest diss track in modern history, fight me on that. He samples Ray Charles while verbally executing Drake with a barrage of lines about shady behavior, Drake appropriating rap culture, making a mockery of the art form itself. When he calls him a colonizer and not a colleague, you know that he has studied the score and he's just thrown the book right at Drake. It was God's plan to show y'all the liar, just sums up the song in just one line. Kendrick Lamar has won the feud and made a staple hit at the same time. At number 2, we have 360 by Charlie XCX. Choosing a song to represent Brat was really hard, but ultimately I went with 360, a solo track that really serves as the backbone to the whole project. It was surreal hearing this track bumped on the radio because it was proof that Charlie has finally arrived, that she's made it. Name-checking her place as a trendsetter in the industry, A.G. Cook, Julia Fox, and her friend Gabriette, this song just kicked off Brat Summer and Brat Year. It's catchy, it's campy, it's cocky, it's extremely Charlie. Even better is its versatility. The remix with Robin and Young Lean uses the same beat to create something brand new. The same song ends up being bent and transformed into the album closer 365. I'm So Julia, that's just immediately memeable and probably a saying that will stick well into the decade. It's more than earned its nomination for Record of the Year at the Grammys. Even more brilliant is just the song in concept because she has gone full circle to show us all of her sides and facets while serving cunt. Okay, before I reveal my top track, let's just quickly talk about the songs that should have been major hits or just barely missed the list. SZA just needs to give us Lana ASAP. What a teaser for the project. I couldn't put Kendrick twice, but this one's a banger. Can we just give Doechii best rap album? Just give it to her right now. Tyler, the Creator, banger. I was supposed to put this on my list, but I knew all of you would kill me. Again, this should have been a single. I don't understand why it wasn't. Camila Cabello's best song ever. Fight Me. Best song ever. Tate McRae deserves better. Come on, this is a smash. One of my favorite country songs of all time. Olivia Rodrigo, we need you back next year, but this was really cute. And now we are at number 1. Good Luck Babe by Chappell Roan. This was one of the year's breakout hits, and Chappell was one of this year's breakout stars. She managed to make a song about compulsory heterosexuality hit top 5 on the charts. This track evokes the best of the 80s. There's traces of Kate Bush, there's traces of Cyndi Lauper in here, but it's still uniquely Chappell. I love the tragic and emotional delivery throughout. You really get the sense of resignation and regret in there, and it really does follow that traditional pop song structure to a T, but to great effect. The bridge has to be one of my favorite bridges of the year, possibly the decade. It just soars and escalates as Chappell talks about how bad this ex is going to feel, just regretting waking up next to him and being a wife. When she goes to the I Told You So's, there's just such an operatic tone to it. It evokes the high drama that we have not seen in this genre since early Gaga, so I just couldn't resist putting this right at the top of my list. Chappell Roan, if your songs are remotely half as good as this track for album 2, you are not only going to win AOTY, you're also just going to dominate next year. And that's a wrap. Let me know what your top 10 songs of 2024 were. I'm definitely going to be lurking in these comments and listening to you guys. I want to shout out my members who got to watch this video first, because this is a members only upload until a certain date. As always, like, subscribe, comment. I want to thank all of my subscribers so much for their support this year as this year closes. This has been one of the most fun years to cover pop. I so look forward to continuing this channel and making more videos for you guys in the coming year. Thank you so much. This is my last video this year. I love you guys. See you next year.